I appreciate your professionalism, being very diplomatic. And I'm just going to say what everybody's thinking. You can't bring back D-Lo. I don't care what number it is, what years it is, because when you get benched in the closeout game, while Kyrie Irving is sitting on the front row, that's a double message, because how did he get them tickets?
Yeah, you don't buy those on StubHub.
That's right.
As we all know, the Dallas Mavericks had a very disappointing finish to their season, dropping multiple big games and failing to even reach the play-in tournament after making a multifaceted win-now move acquiring the controversial Kyrie Irving ahead of the trade deadline. What's beautiful is that they did all of this while managing to catch a $750,000 fine from the NBA for conduct that is detrimental to the league, also known as tanking. Do you know how bad that you have to tank to catch a $750,000 fine? There have been a lot of obvious tank jobs in the past that have for whatever reason escaped Adam Silver's punishment, and that's not including the number of them that happened this season. But the difference between the Mavs tank job and those is that those tank jobs didn't have a head coach that openly admitted to doing it.
Just understanding it's not so much waving the white flag. It's, decisions sometimes are hard in this business, and you have to make hard decisions. And we're trying to build a championship team. And sometimes you got to take a step back and understanding, again, with this decision, this is maybe a step back, but hopefully it leads to going forward, and again, it's not always, easy to make decisions, but these are decisions that are made from my bosses, and we gotta, follow them, and we trust Cuban and Nico are gonna, put the pieces together to put us in a position to win a championship.
Post-game, Jason Kidd is undefeated if you're not a Mavericks fan. I truly can't believe some of the things that this guy says after the game is over. In this situation, he really didn't say anything too bad, but it was enough to earn the Mavericks yet another fine for tanking to match the one that they got in 2018, because Mark Cuban would openly admit to tanking also. Though the tanking effort was sad, everything wouldn't be straight tears in Dallas, as the Mavericks would be told that they would retain their pick at the NBA lottery. Retaining the number 10 pick in the NBA draft probably doesn't feel like the biggest win in the world to some people, but for the Mavericks, retaining this pick is huge, even if it is just used for trade bait like some reports are saying. The reality for Dallas is that they're a team that is short on talent, short on assets, and is now staring down the possibility of losing the 3-time All-NBA guard that they traded for February 5th, and we have to talk about that. But first, let's get a message from our sponsor. Today's content is brought to us by none other than SoRare. Guys, our private league has eclipsed 300 members, and I want to thank everybody who has joined our league and helped to make it one of the best on the entire platform. I also want to thank SoRare for their NBA playoff tournament, which has been loaded with fun, while not interrupting our usual weekly gameplay. For those that don't know, the SoRare NBA playoff tournament is a postseason-long tournament that's being cumulatively scored to produce a total tournament score. As you guys can see by this lineup that I'm putting together, I've been sweating this tournament hard, so at the end of it, I can win some of those awesome prizes that SoRare has to offer. Guys, use the link in the description below to sign up for SoRare and to join my private NBA league. If you use this link, you'll receive 20 free comment cards to help you get started, which for sure will help you climb that playoff tournament leaderboard. I want to give a huge shout out to SoRare for coming through and sponsoring today's content. The early reports coming out of Dallas are that the Mavericks are making decisions based off of building around Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, which, regardless of their 5-11 record together in 16 games or any chemistry mishaps that this duo may have had during the season, sounds like the right decision given the Mavericks' current situation. This team is in no position to be losing an asset without a backup plan. Personally, I'd love to see Luka and Kyrie with competent NBA level defenders and a big that can block shots and finish at the rim. If getting players like this is a part of the Mavericks plan, then I love their plan. There's just one small problem with their current plan, and that is that at this moment in time, Kyrie Irving is a free agent, and he's shown us time and time again that he's not exactly the most predictable human being. Remember, even just getting him on the floor has become a problem in itself at times. And this is coming from somebody that likes Kyrie Irving. Now, this is not me saying that Kyrie won't return to the Mavericks. It's me saying that apparently not even Kyrie knows what's next for himself and is already tired of people talking about his next destination. If you don't believe me.
My last thing that I'm going to say after I say I love y'all. Stop mentioning me on Twitter. All y'all fan bases, stop mentioning me right now, please. It is still the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals. Denver's going to the finals. We're still waiting for Boston and Miami. Can y'all please leave me the fuck out of this? Please, can I just be with my family in peace? Y'all got people at my dinner table discussing what my free agency plans are. Stop that. Y'all think it's funny shit, but please stop that. I actually like having peace of mind when I'm at the crib, all right? I see all y'all ads, I see all y'all mentions, okay, I said it. I see all y'all stuff y'all be saying, I see all y'all members, I get it. I'm just as excited as y'all are, but you gotta chill though. Come on, we can have some fun with it, but the love is already there, right? The message is spread. I appreciate your ancestral realm. Thank you for being tapped in. And I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, but please, all y'all fan bases, stop mentioning me just for the next month or 2 or 3. Whenever I make my decisions, please stop mentioning me. I love y'all. All right.
The fact that Kyrie had people at his dinner table talking about his free agency plans is for some reason pretty hysterical. But can you blame those people when you yourself said that you're excited about free agency? They probably just wanted to share a moment with you. Now, the same way that the Mavericks had to know what they were getting themselves into with Kyrie had to know that him showing up and sitting courtside at a Lakers game and dapping up Bron would cause him to be the target of immense speculation. Let me stop. That Kyrie speculation was coming regardless, and it for sure wasn't helped by how bad of a series that D'Angelo Russell had against the Denver Nuggets. I like D'Angelo Russell's game. I want nothing but the best for this guy and actually think that he had an underrated season, all things considered. But man, against Denver, he looked flat out lost out there. Sure, it was a bad matchup for the 6'4", 193-pound guard, with the Denver Nuggets being a very big team, but to me, his body language was horrible, and that shouldn't happen, and told me everything that I needed to know. It's one thing when your shot isn't falling or it's just not your night, but when we're talking about the playoffs and your energy level is off, that should never happen. If you can't have your energy right for the playoffs in a contract year, then what makes me think that you're going to be right after I pay you? Unfortunately, D'Lo's benching was well deserved. That series had to lose him some serious money, and maybe even a spot on the Lakers if the price tag isn't right. Reports are already coming out that the Lakers won't offer D'Lo a max extension, which this is me just going off of a hunch. That was probably never on the table in the first place. And if it was, then I would like to apply to be a member of the Lakers organization. Apparently before coming to the Lakers, Russell was seeking a 4-year, $100 million deal. Keep this in mind the next time that anybody tells you that maxing Reeves out for 4 years at $99 million is a mistake. Though D'Angelo Russell says that he would love to stay with the Lakers, at the same time, he understands the uncertainty of free agency and that the NBA is a business. I'm also sure that he understands that what LeBron wants, LeBron typically gets, even if he has to pull some strings to make it happen. Tristan Thompson finished this season as a Los Angeles Laker, for crying out loud. I don't care how he performed. It is mind-boggling to me that this man was signed and then getting minutes in the conference finals. There are people out there that believe that Bron pulling that retirement card after being eliminated by the Nuggets was nothing more than another power play by the Lakers forward. Assuming that Bron is back next season and MC10 is right about his return, there's enough smoke to believe that Bron wants to play with Kyrie Irving and that Kyrie Irving wants to play with Bron. There are reports out there to back this up. In my opinion, Kyrie teaming back up with Bron basically comes down to the direction that the Lakers want to take with their team, and would Kyrie be ready to walk away from that bag that the Mavs could potentially offer him? That handshake deal that we briefly talked about earlier had Kyrie getting a max contract from Dallas. Hey, Kyrie is one of the most gifted scorers that the game has seen. He's also amazing in crunch time, already proven to have top-notch chemistry with Bron, winning a ring in Cleveland, and is an undoubted needle mover that averaged 27 points per game this season on almost 50% from the field while doing some silly things on the offensive side of the basketball, game in and game out. But would I want to pay Kyrie Irving the max if I was the Los Angeles Lakers and become a top-heavy team again? Well, if I were the Lakers, which I'm not, I probably wouldn't want to max Kyrie. And May 1st, 2023, a report came out that the Lakers shared the same sentiment, not having any interest in him altogether. But more recent reports haven't been as convincing of that, and even have been a bit weird. I kid you not, I saw a report that the Lakers were internally weighing the option of trading for Trae Young. May 24th, Chris Haynes would dim the Trae Young fire, saying that there is more smoke over Kyrie to LA rumors than Trae Young. He also said that, I don't think we'll see D'Lo back with the Lakers. LeBron wants to fade more into that role as a secondary scorer and playmaker. And then, May 25th on the Pat McAfee show, Shams said that Kyrie Irving and Fred VanVleet have to be at the top of the list for the Lakers this offseason. Mind you, that the Lakers were also linked to VanVleet before the trade deadline. All I'm going to say is that if you didn't like D'Lo's efficiency or consistency, then you're probably not going to like VanVleet's, and VanVleet, like D'Lo, is not exactly somebody that I'm expecting to come cheap either. VanVleet is the same guy that in 2020 said, I'm trying to get paid, and who can blame him? This man was an undrafted free agent, grinded his way to the position that he's at now, and is having a super nice career for anybody in the league, let alone a small guard. Now, while I don't want the Lakers to be this top-heavy team if they acquire Kyrie, there is a chance that they wouldn't have to be. Apparently, the Lakers could retain some of their essential free agents this year and get Kyrie Irving, but there's a catch. The Mavericks would have to be willing to negotiate a sign-in trade, or Kyrie could always, of course, take less money. But let's talk about this sign-in trade option. This is going to be really short. The Mavericks aren't interested in doing that. They don't want to do a sign-in trade, and they don't want to assist any team in acquiring Kyrie Irving, which sounds good right now, and if you're able to retain him, but if you lose him for nothing, then that would be catastrophic. Let me know what you think of everything down in the comments below. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.